If you're a working mother or mother-to-be who would like to strike a balance between caring for your family and succeeding in business, welcome to Mother Industrialist Live Show, where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. Kenneth Chu, the show host, brings in a different guest every episode to share how to perfectly balance parenting and work. Today, more than ever, you can choose to live life on your own terms, to craft a future for yourself and your family that is emotionally and financially rewarding. So sit back and enjoy the show.
Hello everyone, this is Kenneth Chu. Welcome to Mother Industrialist Live Show, where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. And today is episode 51. And today we're going to talk about finding passion and independence in entrepreneurship as a boss mom. So I'm Kenneth Chu, the author of Mother Industrialist, and this is my book, Mother Industrialist. So you can see. So in Mother Industrialist itself, I've interviewed 15 mompreneurs that I personally know in the past 10 years. And in the book itself, I've shared their entrepreneurial journey and at the same time how they have kickstarted their business. And in my book, I've also shared using the 3 P's for you to start the business, which is passion, purpose, and profit. So with these 3 P's, you are able to kickstart your entrepreneurial journey. And today is not about me. Today is about this really awesome lady that I've met maybe in the past 2 months, and she has done something that I can totally in sync with, because she's a mother with a heart that wanted to help more mothers, to empower more mothers. And she's a chiropractor by practice, and she founded and she was also the director of Singapore Pain Solution. She's an entrepreneur. She's a founder of Bossmom Asia. And at the same time, she's also a new mom of an 11-month-old daughter. So without further ado, let us welcome Dr. Jenny Lee. Hi, Dr. Jenny. Hi. Good to have you onto the show. And how's everything for you?
Good. Just another Monday morning working from home.
Which is good, yeah. From home, from the bedroom. Okay.
From the bedroom, yes.
Okay, so before we officially kickstart, there's a tradition that every guest gets to post a question of the day out to the guest and to the next to the audience. So are you ready with the question of the day posted by the previous guest before we can officially kickstart with the show? Okay, so the question of the day posted by the previous guest is, what would be the 5 factors that would make the greatest change in your life? Okay, I repeat again. The question of the day posted by the previous guest is, what would be the 5 factors that would make the greatest change in your life? Okay, you got it?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so spend some time to think about it while I go on to Facebook to see if you are live successfully, and I'll come back to you. Okay? So let me see. We are live. Myself. Okay, good. Can hear both of us loud and clear. So, Dr. Jenny, are you ready with the answer to the question of the day?
Yeah.
Okay, share it with us.
So the 5 factors,
Yeah.
right? So I would think there'll be hard work, persistence, vision, time management, and passion. So I think the first 2 is no-brainer. Anything you wanted to succeed in your life, you must work for it. There is no shortcut for it, and there will be many times things just don't work out the way you want it. But you can't just give up after 1, 2, even 10 tries. You just have to keep going until you find whatever that works for you. The vision is, that is something that I keep telling myself, is eyes on a big prize. What's the ultimate goal of all this process? Obviously, the time management. I think everyone has only 24 hours. And how you manage your time really can determine how effective you can be. And the last thing is passion. And I think that is something keep you going, driving you forward, even sometimes reality might not seem very positive. Yeah.
Okay, that's very good. Thanks, Dr. Jenny, for sharing up with us the answer to the question of the day posted by the previous guest. And now we can officially kickstart with the show. Yeah. So, Dr. Jenny, maybe you can do a short introduction of yourself to share with the audience. Where are you from, and what are you currently doing, and what were you doing back then? Yeah, before you started your business and stuff like that.
Okay. Again, my name is Dr. Jenny Lee. I am doctor of chiropractic. I'm not an MD. I'm not a physician, so I cannot give you any drug-related recommendations, just to clear that out. But today we're not really talking about healthcare system or not, but today we're talking about entrepreneurship and the motherhood. So where I come from, as you can see, I'm Chinese, and yes, I was born in China, and I moved to United States when I was 13 years old to study abroad. I went to high school, all my primary education, here's secondary educations, and college and chiropractic school in the States. After graduations, I always have the thought to practicing abroad because I thought United States is something I can always go back to. I can do that when I'm much, much older. So my first job was in Hong Kong in a private practice. I was there about a year. Then at that time, I was at a change point of rather staying in Asia or go back home, but I wasn't really ready to go back home yet. So some of my friends who are practicing in Singapore told me, you should come in practicing the private practice here in Singapore. So that's how I came. I came to Singapore 6 years ago. I was in a corporate setting for about a year. Really hate it. It was like my one and only corporate experience ever. Then at that point, I said I wanted to start something for my own here in Singapore. So then my second job here in Singapore is in a much, much smaller private practice. During that time, I learned a lot of things about how to operating in practice from A to Z. And 3 years ago, I started Singapore Pain Solutions, which is a chiropractic clinic specifically for sports injury and sports performance with my husband, Dr. Jeff. So yeah, that's my journey. And a year ago, actually my daughter gonna be 1 year old next month, we had our daughter, Olivia. And it was during that whole process, it's really a lot of self-finding journey in that whole process as a mom, because of that I'm first-time mom, and I was looking through all the people you have interviewed. I realized how much a newbie I am because I'm only in this job about 11 months, not even one. Many of them is like, oh, I have 3 kids, and all these like teenagers now. So I'm not sure how much of parenting sharing experience I can have since I'm really new on the job. But it has been a roller coaster drive for me, and I have very unique experience with raising up a baby girl with my husband with help and running a company on the side. And the beginning of Bossmom Asia Bossmom Asia is an online platform helping a stay-home mom to find a flexible work arrangement as well as entrepreneurship if that's something they're interested in. And the reason we started that, I started the company with 2 other entrepreneur mom, Belinda, who has a baby girl who is about 6 years old, and Elsa is the mother of 2 teenager boys. So all of us has been running our business for quite a while, and it always has been a tea time conversation among us, talking about like I have a friend who has been same mom for many, many years now. Kids are old enough to go back to school, but she tried to go back to workforce, but couldn't adjust because once you'll be out of workforce for so long, and then you'll try to go back to corporate world is very different. So we always have this conversation like, how can we do, is anyone's company is looking for part-time, maybe she can transition in through that way. So it's always be something we talk about it. Then until, one day we just set up like, maybe we should do something to solve this problem. So that's why Bossmom Asia was launched. It's basically, we see a social issue and we're really trying to come up a solution for that. Yeah.
And that's also the reason that how we met, because I can't remember how did I came across Bossmom Asia. A friend of mine, he's a dadpreneur, and his name is Leon, and he tagged me onto Bossmom Asia. In fact, I've been noticing Bossmom Asia for a while. I've seen it somewhere. It's always at the back of my mind until the time when he started tagging me, and I saw that this lady called Dr. Jenny Lee, and he tagged me in your personal Instagram, and that's where I got curious and went to see more, and realized that you guys are doing a launch. And that's why I self-invited myself for the launch, because I find that it's very encouraging, and I feel very much in sync, because what I'm doing here with Mother Industrialist is to share stories of mompreneurs that I personally know in the past 10 years, and to tell mothers or stay-at-home moms or working moms there's a better way out, and they can do that too. But with my own power as a man, as a husband, as a daddy, is really going to take a while. Yeah. But when I see that Bossmom Asia is founded by three mompreneurs themselves at different, they have children of different age group, which really warms me, because it's not easy to do it alone. And if you have a team of 3 or even 4, it will be good, because like you mentioned, that this is a social issue or social concern, that 3 of you as mompreneurs, as mothers, that you want to come in together to help all these mothers that want to go back to work, but they find difficulties because of employment, and also maybe the confidence of them going back, because they have not done anything of their own practice. They may have not have the confidence, and with technology and internet, things have changed over the years, and it changed in a big way. So for them is the confidence, and for 3 of you to come in at different strength. Like for you, you are on healthcare, chiropractic, and outside in accounts, right?
Account and
Accounts, yeah. And also for Belinda, it's just in events. So I would say it's a very, very good mix, that the 3 of you that have different specialty that comes together, that will be able to support the working moms out there. And I'm just curious that when did Bossmom Asia, the seed was planted? Was it when you became a mom, or you were still pregnant, expecting? When does it come?
It was a very interesting journey, and if one day we really make it big, I hope people find some kind of inspiration in this. It's actually Belinda, Elsa, 3 of us were in there's a BNI, the Business Networking International. And at that time, initially, before Bossmom, we actually have another name for it. It's called a non-sister. Okay, I'll tell you about it. So we actually have this friend who is an importer of Korean products, on the Lineage, Face Shop, all that, you name it. He's doing a lot of e-commerce for that. Unfortunately, he's the e-commerce side. Unfortunately, he has to leave Singapore because Singapore will not give him another extension on his employment pass. So that means he has to either hand over business to something else, because he cannot be here anymore. So what happened is, all of us sit down like, okay, what can we do to sustain the business or have a good social cost? So perhaps the MOM will see like this company is here for a social cost rather than just, like take a quota for the EP. So we talk about it. We realize there's about 250,000 women from age of 25 to 64 is staying at home, not working due to a family arrangement. So thinking about, okay, how about initial our thought is, how about we do this whole training program? We teach them about products. We engage them to be resellers, so the company can be running the way. But that did not take into fruitions, because eventually our friend has to leave Singapore. So he hand over the business to someone else, and they just want to stick with e-commerce. So the non-sister never really took off, which is in back of my mind. And by then, again, like what was mentioned earlier before, this has always been a tea-time conversation among three of us, because we always have a friend who is, I want to go back to work, but I don't know how. Is there any way you can transition in? And our friends, we have a lot of friends who, runs the SMEs. We always say, okay, let's see who else is looking, or maybe just project based, or, let's see what we can do. So it's just three of us, like working together on very, very small base. Then what really, really can propel this forward is, when my daughter was 6 months old, I think I shared this during the lunch, she had a viral infection, so she was in the hospital for a few days. So I was with her, and my husband is working. So because you're in the hospital, you have other parents who kind of in a similar situation, like sick kids, they have to be there.
Yep.
So I have another mom who is sitting right next to me. I mean, because it's such a slog, I'm trying not to. But it's really hard to not to listen to what they're doing. So I have another mom. Her son had dengue, and for kids have dengue, it's very little you can do medically. Yeah. You have to make sure you have fluid so they can fight through. So it's a very frustrating process for the children as well for the parents, and even with as parents, how it is when your kids is sick. It's they're uncomfortable, they're fuzzy, they're just not themselves, and you have to give a lot of TLCs, a lot of attention to that. And when she was doing that, she was on the phone with a coworker, like, hey, can you help me to contact this client? Can you do this for me? And I mean, like, think about it, that you already have so much worry, anxiety about your child who is sick, needs your attention, but you cannot be 100% for them, because your work expect you to finish all the things. And guess what? Next day, when she go back to work, this woman is expected to pull 120% with very little rest she had for the last few days. So it just really hit me. It said, I think there gotta be another way. Like we can't let this just problem happen and just close my eye. Not my problem. They got to be something we can do to make this a lot easier. So again, that's why we pick up the whatever idea that did not take off before. And I said, like, okay, let's just give it a try. Okay, if it didn't work out, at least we give it a try. We know that the problem is much bigger than require more resources, and we are nowhere to able to solve it. But let's just try to solve this. Yeah. So that's why we came together. We started to launch the site, and we just then just to try it out, we actually did help some of our friends some successful employments. One of a successful case is again, my accountant who is running an accounting firm. He needed someone to help him with the year-end account, which is year-end again. So, but he needs a very specific taxation skill that if he hired this person, if he can find this person expected to take on full employment. That means, paying full time according to the skill set of that person, and paying CPF, everything on top of it. For the SME, he did not have budget for that, but he need that specific person to finish this part of the job. So we just trying to, okay, let me see if we can find someone who can do this for you. So through social media, forums, or websites, we found, again, as a stay-at-home mom, she had 2 kids, to help him to complete this project, just on project base, which is only about 3 months. And, he was very happy with the result, because number one, he did not pay to engage this person as a full-time position, but found someone who has the technical expertise to complete this part of the project. So for him, he also have very small office, and that, you can't come to my office to complete all the work.
Yep.
So I just communicate through email. So I only met person the first day and the last day, and then that was it. Everything is through email. She's working from home.
Yep.
And she get everything done, and she's very happy with the result. So we're thinking like, okay, maybe we can start something like that to help SMEs to find someone who has that capability to complete certain part of the process without hiring a full-time position.
That is very interesting. Like how the whole idea comes about. That it does not start initially like when it first started. It's already Bossmom Asia. It started from something, and because of you becoming a mom, and that struck you that you want to do something. But I believe that there's a lot of mothers or mompreneurs. They knew that all these things are happening, but they at the same time they took a step back and say that there's only so much I can help because they are already busy with it. And something that I feel maybe I can ask you is, what is that courage? Because you were saying that you are a new mom, you are handling a newborn, and you're handling the business, and at the same time you're also going through transformation. Because you in our previous conversation you shared that before you became a mom, you participated in bikini contests and you won like the third prize as a bikini model, and also first in both sports model and supermodel category. So how is that journey like? Because from someone who has a supermodel physiques, and now as a mom, so how is that transformation? And at the same time you are taking this role and the courage to start Bossmom Asia. It's like on your plate there's a lot of things. How did that transition? Maybe you can share with us and share with the audience.
Yeah, sure. I think initially when I did compete, there was a point pie. I was doing 3 competitions a year under NABBA, National Amateur Bodybuilding Association in Singapore. At that time, initially, I was the initial idea going for the competition is, I guess in my back of my mind, I always wanted to compete. That I'm not really into like a beauty pageant, but I'm really into fitness. And I hate running, so I can't do marathon. I can't swim, not well. So Ironman is totally out of question. Don't like CrossFit because it's too much injury. So like, okay, what can I do? And at that time, one of our friend who's the president of NABBA, Dennis, he's like, okay, I'm doing these competitions, like, if you're really into fitness, we have this bikini model category that's perfect for anyone who is very new to this type of fitness industry. Actually, if you train really hard, you can be stage ready within 6 months. 4 months if you train really, really hard. So I signed up for it, and I took that as experience. But what I learned through this whole preparation is the mental struggles for anyone to go through if they either starting a business or just starting something that is they're not familiarized. Because when they're getting closer to the date, the doubt in your mind just start to piling up and getting higher and higher. You talk about it, you're not tall enough, your self-doubt started coming, you're not tall enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not young enough, you're not lean enough, like your face not Korean enough, all these questions will just start to, telling you like, hey, you can still give it up and nobody will blame you thing for it.
Yeah.
I go through that every day thinking about giving it up and be like, everybody gonna be totally upset. But I wouldn't. I realized, yes, everyone else is gonna be okay with it. Am I gonna be okay with it? Am I able to one day lay on my deathbed, think about this moment in my life and thinking like, wow, I really, either I really regret it, or it's like, no, I don't regret a thing about it. And I don't want to be that person who is really regretting it. So I just go on, did it. That was my first competition. There's 8 ladies in my category. I came in 7th, so I'm in the second last. which is fine, because it was my first competition. I did not expecting to be first place or top 5. I didn't, but the whole journey of going through that is really self-finding. Like whatever demon that is in you all shows up. Whatever insecurity, whatever doubt, self-question, everything about it, it all shows up during that process. And I, become very aware of it, thinking like, okay. And also because of prepping for a competition, right, it's really puts you in a very rigid schedule, lots of disciplines, daily life. So as a person who is very ill-disciplined person, which I am, it really pushed me going through it and let me realize, like, within hard work and persistence, that wins every time. Not excuses, not laziness, entitlement, not hard work, persistence wins every time. So then second competition was more like a fitness beauty contest. I was the second oldest contest among 50 girls, and I ended up in top 15. Wow. So I was very, very happy with that, because a lot of them are much, much younger than me. We talk about 20, 21, 19. They are on the peak of their physiology, which is I have nowhere to compare to. But I was very happy I know 15. Then again, because we're going through the second time, you realize more things. And I went through one more time by the end of the year, which is in November. It's like, okay, I learned all my mistakes. I learned whatever struggle there is. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a much better job. So for the third time, for my category is bikini models over 30. There's about 7 or 6 ladies in my category, and I came in third, and which is I'm very happy with that. I was like the proudest accomplishment I can ever accomplish. Like people say third, like yes, number one, because I came from 7 to 3rd. That's a great improvement. Yeah. I'm okay with it. So through that, I realized, being on stage, present a certain way, that's just one part of it. Is the process you realize you mentally you can be much, much stronger person. Yep. But without challenges and hardship, you wouldn't come to that point. So through all that, I understand, the mentally you need to be there. But again, what was really interesting how I decided to become mom is, after I accomplished all this, I was looking for my next breakthrough. Now my parents be like,
breakthrough, wow.
Yeah.
Like motherhood is a breakthrough.
Why don't you be a parent? Like you can do all this. You're gonna be a good parent. Before I was a parent, I was not a kid person. If I don't see myself as a very motherly type person. I think, okay, maybe being a parent can be my next breakthrough. I thought it's still a breakthrough. It's like a very long process of breakthrough. So I thought, okay, so I have accomplished all this. Business is running very steady, and I can slowly withdraw myself on the operation side, or slowly expanding our business. So I think I have a little time. So then we decided to have baby, and we had Olivia. But I did go through a postnatal depression for the first 2 months, because again, you have accomplished so much, your ego is really up there. And when you take over parenting, which is nowhere easier or comparable to running a business, no matter how successful a business is, parenting is another level. Which brings another question: if you're a parent, can definitely do well as an entrepreneur, because if you know how to deal with kids, you know how to deal with them. Then then I gone through that. Had a really, really big struggle, because I realized how inadequate I am as a new mom, and with all that hormone changes and whatnot, it really has brought me to a very low point to reassess myself again. Like, I am not that capable as I thought was. There's a lot of learning curve I need to go through, and there are days, and many days, things are not going well as we expected. But as long as by the end of the day your kids are fed, they rest, they poop, they pee, it's all fine. It's all gonna be fine by that day. So it took me a while to come to that conclusion, and also delegating the work, because I'm very good delegating work at my business.
Yeah.
So initially, I was very micromanaged, which is not very good, from operation perspective. So I started to delegate more, get my husband a lot more involved with it. Sometimes, if there's a event he had to take my daughter to, I was like, yeah, maybe I should push my thing. Maybe I would just take her. I don't know how you're gonna handle that, but I let him do it a couple times, and later on they're fine. He didn't lose my daughter or anything, so they keep in one piece. So I think he's okay. So I guess that's something like mother is very hard to balance. Like let your members of family or your spouse to take that responsibility off you, and try not to micromanage everybody. I think that's definitely a learning curve for me. Yeah.
I guess you have pointed out a few things that I want to share. Like you have learned this all by yourself, but I would say that the courage that of you participating in all the pageant, the bikini contest and stuff like that, it kind of like set you up mentally, having the mindset to be able to way through the adversity that you're facing in motherhood. At the same time, because of you have been running your business for a while and you know that entrepreneurship had trained you in time management, dedication, to that means you putting out all these things. And something that I've shared in one of the previous episode is parenting is like motherhood itself is it takes a village to raise a child, and for a business it takes a team to build a business. So it's the same. Like whatever you learn in entrepreneurship, basically, especially if your business is doing well and the business can do with or without you, basically you have a system, you have a team. So in parenting, it's the same. You must have your leadership team. That means your mom, maybe your spouse, to take different roles to share the burden, especially for a mother who has gone through 9 10 months of expecting, and also the delivery, depending whether you are going by C-section or you're going by normal birth. So that whole transition, and you were saying that like the hormonal changes that has also affected you, um, uh, in wanting to do a lot of things, being very hard on yourself to achieve being a mother, because everything like motherhood, parenthood does not come with a menu, does not come with a guidebook. Like you need to know to do the diapers, you need to bathe the baby, does not come with a menu. So it's going to be tough for anyone. It's like you going for a new job, you are learning everything from scratch. But if let's say there's someone who's guiding you, someone or you have been trained before, like for you, you have went through the pageant, the mindset is very important for you to persevere and not give up. And because of entrepreneurship also set you up to know how to manage your motherhood, because there's a saying that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It's the same thing. So but because you are already equipped with entrepreneurship, with managing your own business, and you say something that is very interesting, and I totally resonate and totally agree, and that's where I'm very big that mothers will make the the best entrepreneur. Because if let's say you can manage your children, manage motherhood, basically you can manage a business because with all the skills. So if you are managing your motherhood really well, business, that's why I've connected with a lot of mompreneurs, and a lot of them, they make very good entrepreneur, and some of them even are very successful in their business because of the I would say the number one thing is the heart. because when you have the heart to do business with your clients, and most of them have their business revolving around parenting. Maybe they are selling diapers, they are selling baby services or mommy services and stuff like that. So they're catering to the mothers, and mommy helping mummies is always that connection that they have for each other, like sisterhood, that they want to help another mother. Like I always bring out this example that every if let's say you saw a mom that's struggling with a stroller in the public, and you will rush forward and help the mother, maybe to grab hold of the kids or even help her with the strollers because she's having difficulties. Even you do not know that mother, you will step forward and help the mother. This is where motherhood or the maternal love that everyone would have. And for me, I personally believe that mothers is going to be the next economy mover, and that's why I will applaud you and Elsa and Belinda to really take that role to help a lot of mothers out there that needed help, that always wanted to look for a better way out, in their parenting, in their work, in their career, or even to achieve the balance. I really applaud and really um, love what you guys are doing. And about the transformation, like how did you overcome that limiting belief? Because like all the doubts that you have during the pageant, and how do you overcome even as a mother, as a new mother? What is the thing that helped you to overcome all this?
I think it's about your eyes on the bigger picture. I mean, like, I'm definitely nowhere close to my competition stage, which is I'm still trying to work on that. And I actually, this question has been, I ask myself many times because I want to go back to so-called to my comeback show next year after my daughter is ready for pre-nursery. I always ask myself, like, why am I going back to do this again? I can't just be healthy, just working out, which is I am working out, eating well and whatnot. But why I have to do this? Like, what's the purpose of that? And I just realized something. When I first started doing this is I was before doing competition and everything, I was active, but not still my physique does not represent my lifestyle. I'm still eating not very well, so I learned all that. So before I start my first competition, I was looking in the mirror and I see myself and I asked myself, am I authentically representing who I am from inside and outside? And I know for a fact what the me inside is strong, is fit, who is ready to take on the world. But if my outside does not representing that idea, I'm just a fraud. I'm just telling people lies. So again, I also ask a question myself is, am I being vain, that to have a pretty hair and being vain? Maybe part of it's right. But I'm thinking, it's like, am I authentically representing who I am inside and outside? So that's the idea behind it. I mean, like, yes, I will never be probably will be better or worse. When I do my comeback show, I probably will never be as good as was before. But I want to trying to be authentic with the idea I have myself identification inside my mind to what I see from outside. And I think this is something perhaps some of the women are struggling outside of the world, because I know for a fact they're much strong women, very confident, very capable, have a lot of positive abilities inside them, but they don't show it. They don't represent it. How, if you don't show it to represent, how you're going to remind yourself this is the self-identity you have inside of your mind.
Right. And you pointed out like why you want to go back to that, because that is, you have that self-awareness and being yourself. And last but not least is also to care for yourself. It's the self-love and self-care for yourself. Because if you are that confident, you are back to that shape. You believe that you're able to achieve even more as a mother because you are at the right stamina, you are at the right mindset, you are able to be in control of things, and that's where all the confidence come back because you were like that. And when you work towards that, it also helps in your motherhood because you're taking care of yourself. Sorry. And this is and I always draw this illustration, this example, like most of us have taken the aeroplane before. We have been on plane before, and there's always a portion that the cabin crew, they will start to do the in-flight instruction, and there's a part where when the oxygen mask drop, if you are with your child, you have to attend to yourself to put on the oxygen mask before you attend to your child, because you as an adult, you have to save yourself before you can save anybody, especially your children. So the same thing that what you're doing, you're pampering yourself, you're loving yourself, taking care of yourself, physically, mentally, even it helps to bring up the confidence. Like now you have done your lashes, you've done your hair, so it really brings out the confidence in you. And when you look good, when people feel good about you, you are not just a mom, you are also an entrepreneur, you are also a chiropractor, you are also the founder of Bossmom Asia, because you have to set them as a role model, um, so that when you yourself are is an you walk the talk, you don't talk the talk. And when you are a good role model for yourself, for a lot of mothers, that you're going to inspire more. Because imagine if a mother that you're going to help them to go back to work, and they look at you, Dr. Jennings, you are not a good example, you're not showing the confidence, you're not being the one. How am I being confident to to work with you, or even to trust you to be able to bring me back to work? I guess the energy, everything has to come. Because when, like, imagine you're not taking care of yourself and you want to help people, before you can even help the other mothers, or even ten of thousands of mothers in Singapore, you have already depleted, you already been exhausted. So because it requires a lot of energy, and for you have your own business, you have a new baby, and you have your spouse to take care of, you have your family to take care of, you have your co-workers to take care of, you have so many things that you have to take care of. If you are not back in the physique or even the fitness, how are you going to take care of so many people that is waiting for you to help? So yeah, that I find that is really very important that you're taking care of yourself, because that's why I applaud that. I also love that you have a team, that not only you have Elsa, you have Belinda, and I'm also aware that there's a lot of mompreneur group that is outside, but we should have more of this and gather everybody together so that we can help even more mothers. Imagine for you, uh, there's still a lot of underserved um, mummies out there, or stay-at-home mothers, or working moms that you have come across. They are your friends. It shows that this thing is have not been reached out, although there are a lot of similar initiatives that have been out, but it's not enough, because the founder itself, they are mother, they have a lot of roles to play. They only have so much limited of time. But if we can all come together, like you, Elsa, and Belinda is coming together, uh, leveraging, because you only have 24 hours, but you have another 24 hours, another 24 hours, you have more hours that you can spread the work, which is why I'm so passionate, and to see how we can come together and bring this initiative to help more mothers. And that's where at the same time to share your transition as a new mother, as a new mother into entrepreneurship, from an entrepreneur becoming a mompreneur. So in fact, I really love what you have shared today, because you are, it's like, compared to a lot of mompreneurs have been parents for a while, managing a business for a while, they have been through that. So it's not that I would say, not that inspiring, because nothing beats you being in that state of juggling a lot of things, of finding that balance. And for you, dedication is really one that I shared a lot, that you have to learn how to time manage and dedicate things out. Don't be too hard on yourself as a mother. There's only so many things that you can do, because if you don't take care of yourself, you don't start putting dedicate out. Even the husband, like for me, um as a husband, we would love to help our wife. We love our wife so much that we want to help them. But if, let's say, our wife do not let go, it's very hard for us to take it on. Like for you, you have learned, and because of entrepreneurship, you learn how to dedicate, because you cannot do everything by yourself. You need to dedicate so that you can do the most important thing, that you will feel connected. So that's where the dedication is very, very important, and also the self-love that you have shared in this interview. And thanks a lot. And I'm just curious that do you believe in your circle of influence? Is it very important?
I think I was just talking about a little bit before the show. Yes, I do. I definitely believe that. And because I have been running our own business for quite some time, and the people who are in your circle are usually entrepreneur, SME owners, director of their own company, running family business and whatnot. So my own circle of friends who are, more or less we're kind of in a similar boat, like juggling with family matters and also running a business, making sure it's sustainable and able to scale out the business. So yeah, I realized after the conversation with you the other day, I did realize I created my own little bubbles, which is everyone around me, is a decision maker in their own company. I said, like, my last time in the corporate world was 5 years ago, only about a little over 12 months, and I totally hate it. I just feel like, this is not for me. I'm not ready. I'm not keen on to be in the corporate world forever. So yeah, I guess I created my little clique, my own little bubble, my own reality in that. Which is a bit ironic because Bossmom Asia is all about helping women go back to the workforce. Although some people might interested in getting to be their own boss, but that's not for everyone, and we still needed to help them look for how to integrate back into the corporate life. So that's something I definitely needed to work on to expand my horizon in that. But going back to about your own circle of friends, I think that is very important, because I will just give you a very quick example. Is when I started my own business, I have another friend who just came out of corporate world. Is father of 2 kids, who is in app. They have this app called the Foods app, which is helping. It's a B2B, helping restaurant to manage all the order by eliminating mistakes. Then when he was in the beginning of his business, I met him, and we shared the same struggle: how to get more customer, how to expand, where to hire, is this sustainable? Am I able to close shop in the next 6 months? So we shared all of that. But look at Foods app today. It's a company, I think valuation about $3 million, and they have a team of about more than 50 people, and it's a local Singapore-made company.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
You're aware of?
Yeah,
owned by one of my long-term BNI friend. So when you have people in your circle are making it, it really give you the inspiration and confidence, the courage to say, like, hey, one day that's gonna be you. You're gonna make it as well, because your friend made it.
Correct.
And he worked out very well for him. You can make it there too. So, and then you see all your friends around you are scaling up their business. In fact, this year, I lost count how many congratulations then I sent out for either new branch opening or company expansions and whatnot. So, you can, the overall attitude is very different. Everyone is like, let's find ways, solving problems, finding, getting more business so we can expand.
Yeah.
So I think that's looking at reality in a very different way. Like we try not to so focus on about the social negativities, like people taking our jobs or something, or benefits not enough. Like our thoughts, like, taking my job, fine. let's just create more then. Let's create more. If there's no more in here, let's take it somewhere else. There's other countries like Singapore. Yeah.
And I like what you shared, like to create more rather than dwelling too much and like we do not have benefit, the company taking away all the benefits and stuff like that. And we can create our own life. We can create our own story. And also going back to the circle of influence, and that's why it's important, and that's why I like that you guys have founded Bossmom Asia, which is also creating a circle of influence, because Bossmom Asia will want to help mothers who want to return back to work, and definitely you will have testimonials of mothers who have done it, that went back, and all these testimonial will help other mothers to believe that they can be back to work, even they are in their 50s, even in their 40s, they have not been in the corporate for 5, 10, or even 15 years, and they are back, to creating all these testimonial and all these stories to allow other mothers to think, hey, they can do the same. As for me, I believe that like in my book Mother Industrialist, interviewing 50 mompreneurs, and now onto my live show, I've interviewed 50 mompreneurs to date. You are the 51 on live show. This is to create the circle of influence, to let other mothers know, hey, there's a better way out. I can start my own business. Even I don't start my own business, I can learn how to balance. Or now with Bossmom Asia, you guys are providing a platform for them to have flexi work hours, because definitely they would not want to lost touch of their own track or own trade, and also at the same time they are able to contribute to the family household, because especially in Singapore is pretty challenging with the standard of living. But I believe that if let's say they would want to contribute with the platform that you guys are having, and able to give them the flexi hours or even work from home, um, that is very suitable for them to balance parenting, because there's a lot of challenges now in parenting, especially in academic wise, in school, although it's changing. But I believe that because mothers nowadays, they wanted to contribute much more, because most of them are more educated, they want to be a part of nurturing the children. That is where motherhood is. But at the same time, they would also want to feel useful, to feel they are able to contribute to the household and lessen the burden on their husband, who is the sole breadwinner. Because now women are more educated, they are more capable in achieving more, and even to learn more. They can learn, like I have a lot of mompreneurs, they know nothing at all. They now have became social media manager, they have become virtual assistant, they become a lot they have done a lot of things that they never could imagine. Like for you, how would you believe that you could even compete, get into the fitness, get into physique, to compete in pageants, in bikini contests, even into fitness contests? How would you believe? It's all started from just one desire. And that's where that Bossmom Asia is to, other than providing flexi working arrangement, or having employers that can do that. At the same time, you guys are also encouraging entrepreneurship, because with you, with Elsa and Belinda, three good role models, that you guys are really mompreneurs yourself. You're able to manage, live life on your own terms, and that is very, very encouraging and very, very inspiring. And we have well, time has flies, and we have been chatting a lot and really coming to almost the end of the show. So, Dr. Jenny, maybe you can share with the audience, and for those who are still tuning on live, how can they get connected with you, especially for those work at home moms or stay at home moms, that they want to find out more about Bossmom Asia, and maybe they want to go back to corporate? How can they connect with you?
Thank you for the digital era. We are pretty much present in almost everywhere. So you can find us on Instagram, Bossmom Asia. We're on Facebook as well, Bossmom Asia. You can also connect me through Dr. Jenny Lee, DC. And we have our own website for Bossmom Asia, which is www.bossmom.asia. You can find, or I already have a job listing on our website, and you can looking through that. And we are also hosting physical events. Next event will be in January, which is we'll have more like a vendor say or a partner who come in who can talk about if anyone who want to explore entrepreneurship, what is things you can be equipped of, or if you're not, you just want looking for flexi work schedule, we have company partners there to give you more information about. So that's just keep out to that. We're quite active on social media. Just find us, connect us, drop us DM if you have questions or input. Like I have this skill, but it's hard for me to find. Like where should I work? And then we'll happy to help you out on that. Yeah.
That's very good. And thanks, Dr. Jenny, for sharing. I've included the links for those who are watching live and for those who are listening. You can go to the description. I've included in the description how you can get connected with Dr. Jenny Lee. So and last but not least, Dr. Jenny, now it's your turn for you to post the question of the day out to the audience and also to the next guest. So what is your question of the day?
Okay, so my question of the day is, put money and time aside. Other questions. What would be something you can invest in yourself?
Okay, put money and time aside. What
would be something you can invest in yourself?
What would be
and why?
That's something that you could invest
in yourself.
Invest in yourself and why, right? Okay, so the question of the day posted by Dr. Jenny is, put money and time aside, what would be that something that you would invest in and why? Am I right to say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this question will go out to the audience who are watching and listening, and for those who are watching replay, and at the same time this will go out to the next guest. So next guest, do get ready with for the question of the day. So thanks a lot, Dr. Jenny. Any last advice for the mothers who are thinking to step into entrepreneurship or even to pursue their passion? Any last advice for them?
Okay, so I think it is for all the mom out there. If you already have children, more than one, if you have 3 kids, plus you, as a mom, I don't know how you do it. If you're a single mom with children, like seriously, women, what you're looking for, like what are you waiting for? Because for all the mom out there, whatever doubts, insecurity, lack confidence, questions you have in your mind, they does not represent who you really are. If you're able to manage your kids and nurturing them to be a capable person for our society, you have ability to achieve whatever you can and want in your life. So don't let those false ideas to stop you to achieve anything that you want in your life, because if you have children, you have the ability. Believe in that.
Thanks again, Dr. Jenny, for sharing the last advice with all the mompreneurs. It's really very beneficial and a lot of golden nuggets in this interview. And once again, thanks a lot. And for those who aspire to be a mompreneur or who are already a current mompreneur, you can always reach out to me if you have difficulties, you have struggles in your business, or you have problem with finding ideas how to start your business. You can always reach out to me, PM me, or even you can go into my website, which is motherindustrialist.com. If you like what you have heard in all the episodes, do drop me a PM at the same time. So last but not least, Kenneth here signing off at Dr. Jenny Lee. Thanks for watching and listening to Mother Industrialist live show, where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. And I shall see you guys in the next episode. Bye everyone. Thanks, Dr. Jenny. Thank you very much. Okay, see you. Bye bye.